can't seem to take a step out. Get some air now, let your edge out. To some iceberg, you'll be heavy in my mind. Can you get the heck out, honey?
What's up, Earthlings, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Tamar, if you don't know already. In today's video, basically just be how I study as a biology pre-med major. I have made a list full of things that I do. Now, the list may change as the years go on and I go to medical school, or just by the end of next year around this time. So, you know, these are just a few things that I do that helps me pass the class and kind of help me with studying. Alright, so let's get into the video. One of the things that I've always recommended on my channel, if you've been watching me for a minute, or yeah, if you've been watching me for a minute, one of the main things I've always said when it came into college has always been office hours. Office hours, especially like when you know a professor, or you don't even have to know the person, get to know your biology professor or whatever professor it is, like whether it's in chemistry, anything, any class, to be honest. Office hours literally help you with anything that you're confused about, and you definitely get that one-on-one time with that professor, so you know they can come to your level of understanding and try to, you know, help you to understand like the content of like what's really going on. And yeah, even though sometimes I know it's off topic, but sometimes I'll just go to office hours just because. And so like first semester, freshman year, I literally went to my pre-calc math professor literally just to talk. And I'll probably have like one or two problems that I needed help on, but it was never nothing serious. I mean, it was if I really need the help, but I'm just in there just talking right in my mouth for her 2 hours that she was available. The next thing that I did was study groups. Me and my friend, y'all have seen her. Well, if y'all haven't already, go back and watch the Q&A. She is my biology friend. We literally met in bio. Her name is Lauren. Hey, Lauren. But literally we have our own little small study group. We help she helps me if I'm confused about anything. I help her, like if we both confused about anything. And then on top of that, I was in a class before her, so I would like tell her about the stuff that we learned, and then, you know, then she would kind of like take that, add her knowledge to it, and then like go to the next day and ask questions. So just in case like I was confused on something and she was kind of confused on it too, then, you know, ask questions. But study groups really help because 2 brains is better than 1, 3 brains is better than 1, 4, whatever, because it might know something that you genuinely don't know or you're confused about. And you know, sometimes certain professors you just don't click with, or like their teaching style is very hard to understand, and the person that's in your study group understands them or understands the content, and you know, they might be able to help you from a student's perspective on how to understand the content that the professor is giving you. And then the next things are clear sticky notes. So clear sticky notes are found on Amazon. I will have them linked down in the description below. Basically, exactly, because I know TikTok has definitely recommended it to me, and if TikTok hasn't recommended it to y'all, I'm recommending it to y'all, because clear sticky notes really help, especially if you're a diagram type of girly or boy, and you know, for anything that's like drawn out that, you know, especially if you're not a really good drawer, you can place it on like your iPad or your iPad or tablet, or your computer, and just like place it on there and then just draw it. So it really helped for me. It really helped me with the heart, the pig dissection, just so many things that we did in class, or just like it was just like a lot of diagrams in class, because the class that I just came out of was very much pictures. Like they used a lot of pictures on their exams, and I was like, oh my gosh, I was not expecting this, and so I got it, and it really helps me with knowing like which is what is what is this, and everything like that. Another thing is that we used Pearson's. I don't know if a lot of other people use it, but we used Pearson. So we had Pearson assignments, which really helped for studying purposes because they also included videos along with the questions that they asked during it. And they also had a unit practice exams. And so, you can take that to kind of see like how the professors would kind of question, if you're not really used to how college professors write their exams, or it's still not clicking with you, using Pearson exams, like practice exams, kind of help you with that, because it kind of give you like what the professor is kind of looking for. But that doesn't mean like they're going to use the exact same questions, because they can't see like the practice exams or anything like that, from what I know of. But yeah, and then on top of that, we had unit quizzes that we took at the end of each week. So basically, that was in my class, but we had unit quizzes that we took at the end of each week, and I would use those as like study tools, so when we go over the exam, just in case it ever is on the exam, or just so I can know that it's right there. It's right there. The next thing is to read the book. I know that might sound like, oh, I know the book, or like the online website or whatever. Just read it. It really does help sometimes. And like I said, if you don't really understand anything that the book is saying, go to office hours, because you can really just say, hey, can you explain this just a little bit more further? Because sometimes the book doesn't explain everything to its fullest potential. Or you might think something is necessary, and the professor might be like, oh, we're not covering that. You don't have to worry about that. So that's like one less thing that's off your plate. The next thing would just be to ask questions, and nothing really hurts. If you have a question about something, email that professor. If you have a question about something, like ask in class or ask after class if you don't like to really talk in class. Even though for us, participation is very heavy. Well, for some professors are very active, very heavy. One of the things that I use that's like really huge on how I study as a biology major, especially in my biology classes, is that we have unit outlines. And so you kind of use that as like your note taking. And it also has, the class I was just in also had like a vocabulary table at the end. So it kind of gave you some vocab words that if we were to talk about in class, you knew what the word meant and everything like that. But, there was a unit outline, and I would use the unit outline and I would type it on my computer. I used Notion, and it wasn't really like nothing organized. I just put what unit we were on, and then each category, and then just type. And I copied and pasted the question and put what I'll find in the book and online, all under that. And then if I was confused about something, or the book and the internet wasn't really clear, about it, I would just wait until the class started and ask my questions there. So then it also kept me a little bit ahead of the class. And then as I asked the questions, I will put that onto my computer notes, and I will use what the professors have on their slideshow and put that on my notes if I've missed anything. And on top of that, we had like presentations, so if any of the students say anything, I'll put that on my computer notes. And then once I got completed with my computer notes, I would go back through it and write everything, like handwrite everything on my notebook. And then if there's a diagram that I need to add, I'll draw the picture, draw the diagram. And yeah, that's really much how I would do it. And like I said, if I still didn't really understand anything, I would go to office hours, or ask some of my friends, be like, hey, do you understand this? Is it just me that's just confused or anything like that? for YouTube purposes, if you ever want to go on YouTube, Crash Course really does help. They gave us a lot of links for Crash Course. And like I said, when I was doing pre-notes is basically just me writing it like either the day before, you know, before the class starts, when I was doing all my unit outlines, or you know, sometimes I would do it afterwards. But I would definitely watch Crash Course to give a more detailed version of what we are going over, or what we are about to go over. Khan Academy was very helpful. For me, it was also very helpful with the brain, because that's when I really started using my sticky notes, because there was like a lot of labeling, like the pons, hypothalamus, midbrain, just all of that. And I was just, but it helped me in the end. Amoeba Sisters, if you want more of like a general basis, and you know, you just need a summary, a quick summary just of, you know, everything that you're learning or anything like that. And then last but not least, one of the things that I do recommend is to teach the content to someone that don't know what you're talking about, and to someone that does know what you're talking about. So you want to teach it to someone that doesn't know the content, like the biology content, and you have to break it down to them very plain and simple, because not only are you teaching someone, but you're also helping yourself remember the information, because it's being broken down into like bits and pieces. So when you combine all of it together, the person should know what you're talking about, if that makes sense. And then you also have to teach it to someone that does know the content, because just in case you do say something that is wrong, or you know, that's is somewhat on the right path, they can be able to help you at the end, so you can know what you're talking about. And you know, when you are about to study, you know what the real answer is and what the answer is not. And also along with the exams, you know what the answer is, because someone helped you and you thought it was a different answer when you was explaining it and teaching it to someone. That's how one of my professors explained it to me. She was just like, if you can teach it to someone, then you know the information. If you can't teach it to someone, then you don't know the information. But yeah, that is kind of some of the things I use and how I study as a biology pre-med major. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys, anybody that got some tips for me, I'll take them, because anything can help. What else? I hope one of my little tips helped y'all and y'all use it. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope you guys have an amazing day. That's about it. Bye.